Alright, so we finally have the first episode preview for the upcoming Dragon Ball Super Universe Survival Arc, episode 77. We got a preview, and it shows a couple different things, and honestly a couple interesting things to note. I didn't think we were going to get that much out of it, but yeah, I mean, for starters, let's talk about the art and animation change, in particular the art. They're definitely using a darker color palette. It almost looks like a darker show now, which I guess that's par for the course, considering the fact that we know coming into this that this is going to be a dark arc. It's not gonna just be for the faint of heart, so for that matter, I guess it's good to change it up and make it look a little bit darker. Also, the outlines look a little bit more bulkier, so that's a nice little change for Dragon Ball Super in general, because again, this is about to be a very dark and heavy arc, seemingly. Of course, they're gonna have the comedy. It's not gonna be complete a blood and, you know, tragedy fest, and of course, with Akira Toriyama doing the story outline, it's definitely gonna have its moments, and it's not gonna just be complete carnage, but it's nice to note that they're doing something different and something special for this. Also, by the way, to note, we're getting a new opening next week, so be prepared for that. You will be getting a live reaction, because I don't know if they'll ever do another new opening for Dragon Ball Super, which makes me think maybe we're at like the halfway mark or something along the lines of that, because they did change the Dragon Ball Z opening back in the day when we got to the Majin Buu stuff, to the Great Saiyaman stuff, although to be fair, they did that because we had a time skip, so maybe the reason why they're doing it is because this could be the last arc, or it's just because this is going to be a real long arc, but nonetheless, that's something to look forward to as well. And in the preview, one of the first things you hear is Goku saying, yo, Vegeta, let's go train, but you clearly see that ain't happening for Vegeta right now, because they smartened up and they realized, oh shit, we gotta have bra in this right now. What are we doing? We don't have bra. So Bulma is pregnant in the upcoming stuff, so I don't know if they're gonna keep her completely out of the picture for this, and it's just gonna be, well, she just gave birth, she can't go and spectate this tournament or anything, she gotta stay on Earth. So we might actually not see some of the key players from Dragon Ball Super, because Bulma has actually been a pretty vital character throughout Dragon Ball Super when you think about it. I mean, you start off with the Beerus arc, and it was her birthday party, and then you go to Resurrection F, she showed up there as well, I believe. Yes, she was there when everything went down. And then Universe 6, they were all there as cheerleaders. And then the, you know, Trunks arc, she went in the time machine with them. So Bulma's been pretty prevalent throughout Dragon Ball Super. So assuming that her being pregnant means that she's going to give birth just about as the tournament's going to start, or she's right about to do it, there's potential there that they're going to actually keep her out of this arc, which is kind of a shame, because I've really been enjoying Bulma's character. She's actually been adding a little bit of a different perspective from these superhuman, and literally one fucking snap of a finger they can destroy planets and shit. So having this normal, I guess, kind of bitchy woman in a way is a nice little change of atmosphere, and it also brings me back to that feel that we had in original Dragon Ball when it was Bulma and little Goku, and you know, they had their journeys or whatever. So it'll be a shame if they cut her out. I mean, it could be that she gives birth and she wants to stay with Vegeta, or it could very well be that Vegeta holds off on going to the tournament because he has to stay with, you know, his wife and his newborn daughter. So maybe he'll be late to the tournament, or he could just show up at the nick of time. It's like, okay, Bulma and my daughter is settled right now. Now I'm here, I'm ready to go. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to play out, because again, it looks as though Vegeta is just completely out of his mind right now, thinking about, I'm about to be a father again. Yeah, I need to get prepared for this. So I don't know how much training he's going to be able to get in at the last minute, considering he's even looking like, yo, Kakarot, not right now with the training. I need to focus on my family. Which is a nice change of pace for Vegeta, might add, because he's always been absolutely obsessed with his training, his strength, surpassing Kakarot. So if he's going to turn down chances to train and things like that, Vegeta has changed. He's grown up. And then we see at the Omni King's place, there are now 4 bodyguards, which makes sense because they had 2 for one of the Omni Kings, so we're gonna have 2 for the other one, in a total of 4. But makes me wonder, where did they get them from? Did they go to that other timeline and get those bodyguards, or do they have like just set people around in the Omni King's palace that could be bodyguards in case something happens to those? I'm kind of curious exactly what they are. Are they even like, you know, actual living beings, or are they robots possibly? Are they just artificial creations that they just have around? Because it's like, where you get these 2 other identical fucking replicas. And then we see a shot of the Grand Priest reading something. I don't know if he's reading the rules or the guidelines for the upcoming tournament, or maybe something that he has to tell Goku, but it seems as though he's reading something that's kind of important, and he's at the palace at the same time while he's reading it, because you see the background is all like mystified and colorful, the way the Omni King's palace looks to begin with. So kind of curious what the hell that's all about. Again, I'm imagining it has something to do with the tournament or what's leading to it. Maybe there's been tournaments like this in the past and we just don't really know about it? Because think about it, if Zeno in the past has destroyed some universes, could it have been a result of, again, another tournament? Or could it just been his anger or whatever? I don't remember if that was explained clearly or not. Why did he destroy those universes? But nevertheless, it could very well be because of a tournament. So in the past, if we had those ramifications, that could be the same thing going into this tournament. It could be a tradition, even though it sounds fucking horrible. Hey, it's a tradition. If somebody loses in a martial arts tournament, we're gonna fucking slaughter everybody that they love and care about in that universe, and the universe entirely. Why not? And I'm kind of curious because we got a shot as well with Beerus and Supreme Kai and Kibito, and they're all just bowing down. Did Zeno show up as well? Because it looks as though in the preview later on that the Grand Priest actually brought Goku, because Goku's next to the Grand Priest, and then he walks over to the two Zeno that are sitting at a table. So why would they bow down? I mean, do they bow down to the Grand Priest? I don't remember really them ever doing that. I could be mistaken. I know that he's seemingly stronger than Beerus, because I believe he was mentioned to be one of the strongest people in all of the universes in general. So I'm kind of curious where that scene takes place, because it looks as though it's out in the normal world. So is it because the Grand Priest showed up and they just all wanted to show respect, or what was that about? And then we got a couple of shots of some of the characters and what they're doing. Of course, we see Krillin with his family and being a cop, so nothing new there. It was nice to see Tien and Chaozu. Tien looking boss, ready to go, because if, you know, if you've seen the spoiler, you know, the artwork for the upcoming arc, you've seen Tien is going to be a part of it. So seeing him marching there, walking on that beach and shit like that, I'm like, yes, we got Tien ready to go. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, because it's been a long time since we truly seen Tien in a full-on brawl, aside from, like, I believe in Resurrection F, if I'm not mistaken, he might have been one of the fighters helping out one of the Z Warriors, but I might be wrong on that. But either way, it's going to be nice to see him in a full-on tournament atmosphere to see what he truly is capable of now. And then we also see the first glimpse of Android 17 in Dragon Ball Super. We haven't seen this motherfucker in a long time, excluding GT. We haven't seen him since, like, the end of Z, so it's going to be nice to see exactly how is this all going to take place with him being involved. He's standing at, like, the top of a mountainside or whatever, and I'm like, is he pondering? Because based on the information we got from Toriyama and what Android 17's life is like, he's a park ranger, and I believe he also has a family, although he's kind of embarrassed about that. So why is he just randomly by himself standing at a mountaintop? Is that just something that he enjoys doing, being one with nature? Maybe Android 16 rubbed off on him a little bit and he kind of understood and began to admire what 16 looked at the world as. And let's talk about in this preview the two Zenos, because we got a couple of really gorgeous shots, mind you, of the two Zenos looking at each other, kind of staring ominously. But then there's this one shot where they both raise up their hands, but you see one of the Zeno, when he raises up his hand afterward, he looks surprised or shocked, and the other one doesn't. So I think that that's going to start showing the clear distinction that they're not the exact same person. They're the exact same person in the sense of, like, one is from a different timeline, but similar to, like, Goku Black and Zama's, how even though that was essentially the same person from two different timelines, one of them, especially being in Goku's body, was different. Like, he was more calm and collected, and Zama's was just more of that whiny, bitchy, whatever the fuck he was, or whatever. So I think we're going to actually start seeing the strong distinction between the two Zenos. Whether that leads for one of them to be good and one of them to be evil, that remains to be seen. But I did notice that at the end of the preview, you see one of them getting shocked at the other one raising their hand at the same time, and the other one doesn't look shocked. So that's going to be interesting to see that they're slowly becoming their own people. And I mean, overall, this preview got me really excited. We got a lot of things to look forward to. Something huge we need to talk about that was in that preview that I don't know if anybody else actually caught what it meant. We see a scene of Goku and Whis training. You know, typical training, you think, okay, whatever. But one of the things that caught my eye, that showcased Goku's true power right now, that is actually exciting, because we're going into a big tournament. Goku needs to be a lot stronger than he once was. He's in his Super Saiyan, normal Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, not Super Saiyan 3, none of that. He's in normal Super Saiyan form, and he deflects a blast from Whis. And Whis is up there. Whis has been shown to be, like, you know, very strong. He's Beerus's teacher, his mentor for that matter. So for him to be able to, in his Super Saiyan, normal Super Saiyan form, deflect a blast from Whis, and he seemingly is a lot more even. I don't want to say he's completely even, but he's definitely holding his own a lot better than he has in the past with the training, especially the fact that he's not in his full max potential of Super Saiyan Blue. For him to be able to do that, that showcases the huge advancement of Goku's power. And I'm really excited because that showcases as well, he's getting closer and closer to getting up to Beerus's power. Now, I don't know if we'll ever truly see a rematch between Goku and Beerus, but that showcases something huge. If he's in his normal form, deflecting Whis' blast, Goku's up there now. That's some great shit. And all of this over a fucking preview. We get all of this from a preview. That's great. Let me know what you guys think. What are you most excited about? I think, obviously, majority of the fandom is just excited in general that the big new arc is starting next week, but are you looking forward to seeing Bra being born? What do you think about Vegeta's character, that he looks like he's more in that father mind state than training? Also, what do you think about the two Zeno? Do you think that that's showcasing that there is a clear distinction? They're not going to be basically the exact same character. They're slowly going to start going their own ways, whether they be good and evil or both of them, you know, bad, whatever the case may be. Do you think that that's showcasing little inklings of where it's headed with those characters? Also, where do you think that they found those other two bodyguards? Did they go time hopping and grab them from another timeline? Are they artificial beings that they just created, or they're just around? There's like millions of these clone looking motherfuckers just in like the Omni King's palace. What do you think it was that the Grand Priest was reading? Was it the rules for the tournament or some sacred readings? Like, what do you think that was about? And your overall hype and excitement, predictions, theories? This is the final time we can do it, because next week we're truly entering the universe survival arc of Dragon Ball Super, and I'm hype as a motherfucker. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.